make me love Putin. It made me hate my own leaders because I grew up in a country that had cities kind of like that were nice cities. That were safe, and we don't have that anymore. And how did that happen? Did Putin do that? I don't think Putin did that, actually. I think the people in charge of it, the mayors, the governors, the president, they did that, and they should be held accountable for it. But you can't tell me that living in a city where, your 6-year-old daughter can walk to the bus stop and ride on a clean bus or ride in a beautiful subway car that's on time. And not get assaulted. That doesn't matter. No, that matters almost more than anything, actually. And we can have both. And like the normal regime defenders and morons, Jon Stewart or whatever he's calling himself, they're like, well, that's the price of freedom. Like people shitting on the sidewalk is the price of freedom. It's like, you can't fool me because I've lived here for 54 years.
Ina Collins hoses down this Tenderloin sidewalk every day, but says just a short time later, it's filthy again. Some of it is the byproduct of those living on the streets. Since the first of the year, the city's 311 service has received an astounding 14,597 calls about piles of poop.
I know that it's not the price of freedom because I lived in a country that was both free and clean and orderly. So that's not a trade-off I think I have to make. You can't, that is the beauty of being a little bit older because you're like, no, I remember that actually. It wasn't what you're saying. I'm not ashamed of my views. I never have been. And for all the people who are trying to impute secret motives to my words, I'm like the one person in America you don't need to do that with. If you think I'm a racist, ask me, and I'll tell you.
Are you a racist?
Of course. No. I am a sexist, though.
All right, great.
Let's just go to animal sounds for 600. This is the sound a doggy makes. Mr. Connery.
Moo.
No.
Well, that's the sound your mother made last night.
Okay, that's not necessary.
I'm not. I am attacking our leaders, and I'm grieving over the low expectations of our people. You don't need to put up with this. You don't need to put up with foreign invaders stealing from you, occupying your kids' school. Your kids can't get an education because people from foreign countries broke our laws and showed up here and they've taken over the school.
Outraged after the city decided to use their kids' school to house migrants who had to be evacuated from the Floyd Bennett Field during yesterday's storm.
The decision forced the school to shift to remote learning for the day. Jessica Formoso takes a look at how the city is addressing that disruption.
You're calling them dirty. You're equating them. You're equating them.
Tensions running high outside James Madison High School in Brooklyn Wednesday.
That's not a feature of freedom, actually. That's the opposite. That's what enslavement looks like. And so I'm just saying, raise your expectations a little bit. You can have a clean, functional, safe country. Crime is totally optional. Crime is something our leaders decide to have or not have. It's not something that just appears organically. I wrote a book about crime 30 years ago. I've thought a lot about this. You have as much crime as you put up with.